Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ulrike and I'm a K-beauty and skincare content creator with a great love and passion for all things skincare and beauty. And I have to say, I've been feeling a little bit bad about my most recent videos containing so many fragranced and potentially not sensitive skin friendly products, and so I felt I need to do a video this week that caters specifically to those of you who have trouble with sensitivities. So all of the products I'm introducing today for my little skincare routine are fragrance-free and alcohol-free and contain tons and tons of soothing, gentle, calming, anti-inflammatory ingredients. And because I consider this to be probably one of the most difficult skin types to find products for, I specifically chose products that are very, very good for people with sensitive skin who are also acne prone and have more oilier skin types. Also, if you suffer from dehydrated skin, this should be a good set of products to try out. Now, of course, watch out for your own specific sensitivities, so always check the ingredients, but otherwise I'm hoping that you are going to enjoy this sensitive, skin-friendly, super hydrating, calming, anti-inflammatory skincare routine. Now, as for cleansing, I just chose a foaming cleanser. I feel with oil cleansers, it's not that difficult to find a sensitive skin-friendly cleansing oil, so I kind of just left that out. I hope that's okay. But as a foaming cleanser, I chose the ordinary Glucoside foaming cleanser, which I don't know if it's gotten that much buzz yet in the influencer world. I have talked about this one before in another video, and I still really, really enjoy this cleanser. It is probably the most gentle cleanser that I have sitting on my shelf at the moment. It's really just so minimalist. It contains 2 very gentle surfactants. It doesn't contain any sodium lauryl sulfate, which can be drying. Doesn't have to be. It can work in a formula overall. But I think if you're very sensitive, it's better to look for SLS-free cleansers. This one does foam up, but it only gives a very minimal foam, so just be aware of that. Don't expect it to be like a foaming frenzy. It will still cleanse your skin really well, especially if you only use minimal makeup or non-waterproof sunscreen. Otherwise, you have to oil cleanse in the evening. I think it also works very well as a morning cleanser. Of course, if you want to, you can also just use water. It doesn't work for me, to be honest, and I find for those of us who are oilier, honestly, it's always a little bit nicer to cleanse off the morning gunk, shall we say, with the cleansing foam. Maybe that's just me, but for that, I really find this to be a fantastic cleansing option. It is fragrance-free, it is free from any drying alcohols, and it's just so non-stripping. It really leaves your skin pretty well hydrated overall. It doesn't draw out too much moisture. And yeah, I honestly really enjoy that. And as I like to stress again and again, I'm not even much of the ordinary fangirl, but this I like a lot. As for the toning step, I know a lot of influencers, dermatologists, etc. say that toners are completely superfluous. You don't need a toner. Listen, you don't need anything. If you don't want to use a toner, don't use a toner. But I personally love toner, especially because I tend to be super, super dehydrated. And a really good hydrating and soothing Korean toner can work wonders if you struggle with redness-prone skin, super dehydrated skin. If you just want that first sort of wash of hydration, I think toners are such a great addition to any routine. So I kind of always feel like fighting for toners. I think especially, I'll be honest, a lot of dermatologists have a bit of an old-fashioned idea about toners. Korean toners are very different from the type of toner you could get back in the 80s and 90s from something like Clinique. The Clinique toner was meant to exfoliate and draw out the last bits of impurities from the cleanser. We don't need that anymore with today's cleansing technology. you don't need an extra post cleanse. And Korean toners are all about hydration. So it's basically just like refreshing your skin and making sure that it instantly gets that shot of hydration right after the sometimes a little bit stripping cleansing step. So I'm always kind of betting for toners. And today I wanted to introduce you to 2 toning options that I think are perfect for sensitive skin types, all skin types with sensitivities, I would say. But again, especially if you tend to be blemish prone, or if your skin barrier is stressed and you also produce more oils, these 2 are so good. And the first toner option I wanted to show you is one that you probably have already seen if you're around on social media, because it is definitely one of the most popular toners in Korea at the moment, and it is this one, which I finally got. Oh my god, I've been wanting to try this toner for ages. I will be honest, I always felt it was a little bit too pricey for me to get. This is the only thing I'm always a little bit critical about when it comes to this toner, which is the ANUA Heartleaf Soothing Toner 77%. I always find it a bit on the pricier side. On TikTok, this is currently going super viral. A lot of influencers call it Korea's #1 toner. I've said this before. I always kind of try to stay away from the label of #1, because usually in one category, skincare category, there are always at least 5 or so products that are all kind of sharing the #1 spot, depending on what your skin type is. I would say the #1 toner, if I had to choose one, would probably actually be the Round Lab Tokto toner. But this certainly has won a lot of awards, has been on the bestseller list at Olive Young for a while, and for good reason, because it is so gentle. So this contains 77% heartleaf extract, also known as Hyalu-Cica cordata. I've talked about heartleaf before, and to me, it is probably the best ingredient to add to your skincare routine if you have sensitive skin, redness-prone skin, if you tend towards inflamed skin, if you have skin barrier issues, and if you need something very soothing and calming. Heartleaf is also highly antioxidant, so it also works well as a preventative anti-aging routine. And this toner also contains, I think 7 types of hyaluronic acid. Now, the interesting thing about this toner is that in spite of being packed full with hydrators such as hyaluronic acid, which can be a little bit sticky in some formulas, this is actually, you can probably hear it, I'm hoping, is pretty much liquid. So it's very watery. It doesn't have that stickiness or thickness that some of these toners can have. So for me, that's why it works really well if you have oily skin, because it will not make your skin feel tacky or increase sort of the oiliness, which can sometimes happen with very hydrating products. It just kind of gives your skin a bit of a wash of hydration, plus it really tones down the redness noticeably. It's a beautiful product. Now, if a toner in a bottle is not your thing, maybe you want some toner pads, something a little bit more convenient where you can just wipe your skin right after cleansing, I have another toner option for you. I kind of couldn't decide between the 2, so I decided to just add both to my video today. And it's another one that I'm trying out newly at the moment, but also a product that has been on my wish list for ages, and also a toner that I would consider as one of the top ones in Korea. It's so popular. And this brand in particular is fantastic if you have sensitive skin. It's super sensitive skin friendly, and it is the ABIB Heartleaf Spot Pad, which I realized had some spots on it because I've been touching it. Sorry for that. So the ABIB Heartleaf Spot Pad. This too is a Hyalu-Cica cordata or Heartleaf product, and it is seen as probably, I want to say, the best-selling toner pad at Olive Young, pretty much. Here's the thing about ABIB. ABIB is really quite amazing in that they have these stripped down, minimalist, hyper minimalist formulas that still are so surprisingly effective. There's not much to this if you just look at the ingredient list. The main ingredient, again, is Hyalu-Cica cordata, Heartleaf, calming, soothing, anti-inflammatory. I've already given you the whole spiel when I talked about the ANUA toner. But I actually have to say, I do like the ANUA toner quite a lot, but when it comes to soothing, I almost want to say this one is even better. There's just something about it that I find incredibly calming. And what I also notice when I use these toner pads is that my skin afterwards seems really soft and just kind of relaxed. When I have a skin freak out, I always need something to just kind of tone down the sensitivities a little bit. And this is a product that really works very well as an SOS type product. When you have overused acids, when you have used a product that you didn't quite get along with that well, this is a great one to have in your skincare arsenal for that type of hyperreactive skin. It's alcohol-free, fragrance-free, as I said, all the products today are, and it also contains a couple of soothing ingredients. Again, the main one being the Hyalu-Cica cordata. And the reason why this is a fantastic option for those of you with more skin on the oilier, more blemish-prone side is because it also contains wintergreen extract. And wintergreen extract is said to be really good for acne-prone skin because, first of all, it's another anti-inflammatory, so it helps sort of bring down the redness and the infection in those areas where you have blemishes. Plus, it is a slight astringent, so it helps sort of, it doesn't really draw the pores together, nothing can do that, but it does help tighten everything up a little bit and helps draw out any impurities. It also contains glycerin and 2 types of hyaluronic acid, so it is super hydrating. Again, almost I want to say more hydrating than the ANUA toner, but both are really fantastic. I like them both. I think it's just a matter of personal preference, so I can recommend both. And they work so well as that first toning step, which again, personally, I think you need. Now we're at the serum or ampoule step of our routine. Again, it's super optional if you add this or not, but I actually kind of just wanted to use it as a good moment to finally talk about a product that I have to say, this was a surprise hit for me. I'll be absolutely honest, I only bought this because I've seen it trending at Olive Young and I've seen that a lot of people seem to really like this. I was a little bit skeptical, but then Olive Young had a 1+1 deal on it for a really good price. I think something like $25 for 2. I was skeptical. I don't know, I just felt that one of its key ingredients might potentially be a little bit gimmicky. So I got this, which has a really cute packaging, I think. I love the tree on here. This is a Round Lab product, and Round Lab, apart from ABIB and ANUA, I would say another just beautiful, sensitive, skin-friendly brand. Not all of the products are fragrance-free, but most of them. Some sometimes have additional essential oil in there, but this one is fragrance and essential oil free, and it just is perfect. It's designed to work really well if you have sensitive, oily, and acne-prone skin. It's just catered perfectly for the needs of that skin type. I'm talking about the Round Lab Pine Tree Cica Soothing Ampoule. So this combines Centella asiatica, and not just Centella asiatica, but again, the whole umbrella. Like, I feel I say this a lot about really good products with Cica. It's always not just Centella asiatica, but it's like all of the compounds of Centella asiatica plus Centella asiatica extract, so Madagascar and Asiaticoside and all of the sides, plus a very interesting ingredient that, again, I thought was a bit gimmicky, but actually turns out to be fantastic, and it is Korean red pine extract. So pine extract and pine containing skincare at the moment, I would say, is a bit of a micro trend in Korea. And it's probably going to become more and more prominent now that Roundlab is so successful with their Pine-Cica products. There's also a cream and a toner pad, I believe, from the same line. And pine extract, or red pine extract in this case, Korean red pine extract, is supposed to be kind of, again, similar to what Centella and Hyalu-Cica cordata can do for your skin. Anti-inflammatory. Soothing, calming, helps kind of take down the redness, plus also reduce a bit of the oiliness. And it also is an antimicrobial, and it can help to just not fully disinfect, but kind of, again, take down the redness and infection around your acne areas. The combination, I have to say, of the pine extract and the Cica has really, really impressed me in this product. It just really seems to help with my current bizarre, I don't know where they're coming from, hormonal outbreaks. Once a month at the moment, I always get these random pimples that I personally feel at 44. I should not get pimples like I did when I was 16, but my skin seems to think otherwise. So I get really massive ones here at the moment. I don't sleep on my side, so it's not from that. I think it's hormonal. And also I got a massive one here a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I've been having to experiment a bit with more acne-fighting products. This one has really helped. And I really noticed that it just provides this perfect balance of providing hydration and really nice hydration without being too overpowering, too sticky, too tacky. It has a very elegant texture that I really appreciate when my skin is more prone to oiliness. I think I would have loved this when I was younger, in my 20s, and really fought with finding the right products for my sensitive skin that was also constantly blemish prone, super oily. I was so oily in my 20s. There was hardly anything that worked for my skin. And this would have been an absolute godsend. It's soothing, it's calming. It really does seem to help in terms of anti-inflammatory goodness. And again, fragrance-free, alcohol-free, just for the texture alone, especially in combination with something like the ANUA toner. This is perfect if you have oily and also sensitive skin. Absolute love. As for moisturizer, honestly, there's only one choice to make if you are hypersensitive and still suffer from blemished and oilier skin. And it is a cream that I've already talked about. I dedicated a whole video to it, so you've likely already seen it. And it's the Dr. G Red Blemish Clear Soothing Cream, which in all truth, it's more of a gel. It's not really cream, it's a gel, but okay. Semantics aside, this really just is, I can see why this is so popular in Korea. I'm quite the fan by now as well. This is a very runny gel texture that really just consists of pure hydration plus a really effective Centella asiatica complex. So again, Asiaticoside, Madagascar, Madagascar acid, Centella asiatica extra, everything, all of the Centellas combined. And Dr. G is really famous for that Centella asiatica complex. And that's kind of it, pretty much. It's got a couple of other extracts in there that are also soothing and anti-inflammatory, but there's nothing really in there that could trigger your sensitivities, again, personal sensitivities aside, but it is just formulated so carefully to really take care of even the most sensitized type of skin. I just feel it gives you this pure, intense hydration without overpowering the skin. Now, if you are needing a little bit more than just a hydrator, if you want something super moisturizing, this will likely not make you happy. They have another cream from the same line that I've also introduced in the other video that is a little bit richer, but that one contains shea butter. So if you do have acne or are oilier, go for this one, the gel. It will likely also be enough for you, especially if you combine it with a serum that hydrates as well. And yeah, it just really helps, especially with redness issues, and just there's nothing quite like it. It really is. I've said this, I think, in the other video. I wish my 20-something-year-old self would have had this cream, because I would have just adored it. It's perfect if you have sensitive skin plus suffer from oiliness and blemishes. It's so good. As for a sunscreen, at the moment, I don't really have any here necessarily that I can show you. But as for recommendations, if you have oilier skin that is sensitive, so you want something fragrance and alcohol free, there are two that I think are really good. The sunscreen from the Dr. G Red Blemish line is fantastic. And then also the Skin 1004 Hyalu-Cica one that I just finished. So somewhere in my empties pile. That one, I don't think there's anything better on the market at the moment for oily skin, because it has a very hydrating, almost like dry touch sort of texture that really just kind of melts into your skin, and it doesn't leave any of that super dewiness that you get with a lot of Korean sunscreens. I feel it has a very neutral, not mattifying, but at least not kind of shine enhancing texture. So that one would be my recommendation at the moment, or the Dr. G one, which is also really fantastic. Also has that gel texture. I'm testing out a couple of sunscreens at the moment, and I'm hoping I'm going to find more that are suited for oily skin, because I feel it's quite difficult for oily skin, especially again if you're also sensitive, to find a good sunscreen. So I keep you updated if I find anything better, but those would be my two picks for daytime. And that was it, my almost apology video, I guess. Because again, I felt a bit bad about all of the fragrance. I'm personally not against fragrance products, so they will turn up here and there when I introduce you to certain Korean products that are trending, because Koreans in general are not averse to fragrance. I feel the same way that we are here in the West at the moment, but I do have huge respect for those of you with really sensitive skin, and I do feel bad when it's too non-sensitive skin friendly. So I felt today is hopefully going to make up for that. Because again, all the products are alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and hopefully you found some products that can help, especially if you have skin that is more on the oilier side and yet still also suffers from sensitivities, because that is probably the most difficult skincare type that you can have. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I'm excited to see you again next week. I think potentially with some sunscreen reviews. We'll see. It would be fantastic if you are new to this channel, if you could consider subscribing and sticking around, and maybe leave a comment, give a like, anything to support my still tiny channel. And until next week, please do take care. Bye!